Greetings. I just had a client come in and they were looking for a compendium for grounding in their energy from their awakening. They had been really struggling with what they saw from their past into their future and helping to guide them into being in the present. So, as their energy flowed through, what we worked up was a compendium that is anchoring in a unification of their energy as they remember that they're here on planet Earth and that they're here to do healing work for the planet. This client does a lot of traveling for their work. They like to be on the planes to get places fast, and so that comes with being potentially in airports or sitting next to people that aren't always the healthiest, and also being in different environments throughout the country or throughout the globe where chemtrails can really hit them hard. That was a very big thing that they wanted to anchor into this compendium. So the stones spoke to really anchoring with a past, present, and future turquoise. These are 18 millimeter turquoise. They're very gorgeous. So they're reminding us that around the throat we can speak our truth and it's okay, because while we might not be there today, we are on a journey to get there, right? So as they travel to different environments, we want to make sure that their energy is protected from like a physical health standpoint. So we have these 16 millimeter carnelians. We've got 6 of those to be able to expand out the aura and not only protect them, it would take it to protect other individuals, up to 6 individuals that are in their auric field. In the event that those individuals have something coming on, each carnelian would be able to support that protected grid around the aura. And so in the work they do, it's a lot of shamanic, a lot of earth energy healing, and they like to be able to be private in the work that they do. They like to be able to have a mask without it being the toxic spiritual bypasser mask. We're talking about an auric shield of being able to go into the shamanic realm in an unseen way. So what we have is the Boulder opals. These are very gorgeous, very sacred Boulder opals. We keep those secrets about where they're from because they protect the grid. These are from an ancient Lemurian site on the planet, and we've got 10 of those. So as they shift with groups around the size of 10 people is usually the kind of work they do. This helps anchor in the shielding, not quite masking, it's more shielding of the ability to go into the shamanic realm and heal through the work, the land itself. And then looking at my notes here, we went to black tourmaline. These are 12 millimeter, and these, in a sense, like you're walking through your new land. You're trying to understand what's going on, and you look up and you see chemtrails, and you're like, girl, I got black tourmaline. I'm just gonna walk through this. They ain't gonna impact me. That's what black tourmaline is. It takes the negativity, it grounds it, and a little bit of sunlight, and it's transmuted. It isn't just transcended, it is eliminated. It allows you to walk through an environment. Like if you're walking on a sidewalk in a really dense, downtown core, and you're trying to get to a restaurant or something, don't worry about the exhaust that's coming in. You just remember to go into your breath. Breathing through your nose, not mouth breathing. The breathing through your nose circulates that purification with this on. And then we went into Smokey quartz, because these are 8 millimeters. They're a little more petite. They're a nice spacer. They give a really beautiful offset to enhancing these Boulder opals. And the way that the Boulder opals came through was kind of giving, I don't know if you can really see fully, and we'll spin the compendium around so you can see it. They space out the Boulder opals, one side being a little more on the blue or white, the other side being on that nice orange-brown realm. to give it the two sides of their energy, that kind of masculine, feminine flow, bridging into the Smokey quartz to ground in their light body into their physical. No more depression, no more anxiety, no more worry about what you're doing or being on the path. That's where Smokey quartz comes in. It is a very, very fine resonance and frequency to just anchoring you in. And then we wrapped up, yes. So the compendiums are intended to be a little like funky. They're like, we're going to the 70s, girl. We got our beads on. If you're, maybe you're like a model or you're an actress, sometimes it can be like, are my adornments right? Are they at the right angle? Well, the compendium's okay to be a little askew, just like we can be at times, not quite fully symmetric. This has a nice bead, so like what we'll get to next is, we'll get there, moss agate. They're going through a little bit of a need to have lymphatic drainage. And so with the moss agate around the back, that can help spin these turquoise on the SEM joint to the clavicles, where a lot of that lymph stores, to help move that through and start draining it out. And then they like to have a little bit of a special pendant at times. They're a little bit of a pendant queen is what they like to say. So what we found was, with getting a little bit of a jump room loop there, we were able to have it so that certain pendants could sit, and maybe you want to feature the pendant today and the compendium tomorrow. Or, you want to have the compendium with you at all times while you're going through some of this deeper work. Yet the pendant allows for, if you're doing big work and you want to be a little quieter on this set, you don't have to like jump and have that click, 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 click. You can have your pendant, your pendulum. You can also use it as a pendulum. Oh, beautiful. Multi-purpose tools is what we like to have the adornments be. So with this beautiful faceted citrine set in a 925 silver, so that's a sterling silver, not a pure silver, it helps direct the light and heals right at that thymus, at that high heart, where we're trying to help heal the thyroid with the lymphatic drainage. So that is this Unification compendium. I hope it finds you at the time that you are at, with love, light, and blessings on your journey to heal. Bye-bye.